Good evening, sir. My name is Povendra Analekisekaran, and today I'm gonna present on my final assessment report in the subject of computer network code of BCS 2163. Okay, let's move on to the first question. Okay. Basically, step one, we need to build the topology. So first, what we need to do, we need to put one switch and four PC and need to connect it. So we need to add the network device now. So secondly, once we join the cable and everything, we can see the connection is already down. So the arrow we can see in the green color. If it's not yet complete or it's on the process means it will show in orange color. So like okay let okay let me justify the design. Okay, so for the question is state why a single switch is sufficient in a small one. So this is sufficient since all the PC are a single local network. A router is not necessary since one switch can connect to 16 devices as well as flow traffic without any interruption. Explain why a straight throat cable are used. This PC also connects such device as PC is to a switch. So they are the appropriate cable that can be used to connect the device. So basically, so this cable only suitable cable to do the connection. Okay, for the step two, we're going to show the assigning the IP address. So basically, we have a four PC. So each PC we need to set the IP address. So for my first PC, I set 192.168.10.1, and the subnet is 255.255.255.0. Same go to the PC one, but I change it as 192.168.10.2. For PC3, 192.168.10.3, and for the PC4, I'm gonna connect 192.168.10 and 4. But the IP address only will change for each computer, but the subnet mask is always the same. Okay, so for the question is, explain why all PC must have same subnet mask. Okay, the PC should be situated on the same subnet, so that will allow them to speak directly into two layer, the data link layer. This PC perceive one and other as a local area network without a preference of a router that transfer traffic across network and allow the exchange of data packet around a safe medium. Okay, explain what happens if two PCs share a same IP address. So if in case two PCs share the same IP address, a conflict will occur. So the switch cannot know which MAC address is associated with the IP, and this will result a shaky connection, which could even be break. So how to say, like, okay, let's say if same PC means when we run the command, we ask for the ping, it will request timeout and the data will be lost. Okay, now we're gonna check here about the whether the connection of our PC is successful or not. Okay, when we check, we can see, like, okay, for our PC1, it's okay, the packet can be sent. Same goes to the PC2, the packet can be sent. For the PC3, the packet also can be sent. Same go to the 4 also. Okay, next we gonna talk about the troubleshooting task. Okay, where we gonna change the PC3 subnet mask into 255.255.0.0. So every computer was 255.255.255.0. But for this PC3, we're gonna change it since we're gonna do the troubleshoot. Okay. So once we choose, then we enter the desktop and we go for the command prompt and we observe the failure at here. Okay. So I'm gonna explain why the ping is failure. Okay, basically I accept the failure of the ping, yet basically like I accept it will be failed, but the response was successful. And even the 4 packet was sent properly. So the reason is because IP address lie on the IP, because the reason is it's on the IP address, not on the subnet mask. So lie on IP address 192.16.00 0 until 16, because earlier we have already mentioned that one PC we can go around, can have a 16 connection and the subnet mask. So these two PC are remain within the same network, so hence it can be communicate. Okay, now we're gonna do about the restore correct subnet mask and retest. So like, okay, after we reset it, the the subnet mask, okay, we again go run the command prompt, and it's sent properly. Okay, for the step 4, we gonna do the observe the initial switch of MAC table. Okay, so okay, this one we need to observe in the switch. So after we connect everything, like we enter here, then first we need to do what? We need to enter at the down here. We first of when the line will be until the line protocol of interface fast and change to setup. So to enter the code, we need to press enter, so that the word will be switch, the more symbol will be there. So first we need to enter enable. Then we need to enter that show MAC address table. Then we need to put MAC address. So this is the one. Okay. So in the observation, confirm the table is empty or partially empty. Okay, it's verified and there is nothing, no one MAC address type or port, anything. Okay. Explain why the switch has no learn MAC address yet. So it is due to the fact of no traffic have been created yet. And looking at the source MAC address, the incoming frame, then a switch is able to learn about the MAC address dynamically, and there are no ports, no PC device address at all. That is why the table would be empty until there would be any. Okay, for step 5, we're gonna generate a traffic and analyze the MAC learning lah. So to generate first, we need to ping the PC. Okay, this is the command prompt. Okay, we already successful pin PC 0 to PC 1. Okay, next we're gonna see the update of MAC table. So, okay, so earlier we see there is nothing. When the second time we can see that there is a two device, which is one and LAN 2. So the MAC address, the type, and the port which are we connected. Okay, so on the analysis, okay, the switch is informed to the MAC address of PC1 by the port of fast Ethernet 02, and the MAC address of PC0 by the FA01 port is light of the screenshot upon PC0 by PC1. Okay, explain how the switch learned the MAC address. Okay, a packet of data arrive at layer 2 is matched with the corresponding port number by checking the source of MAC address of the packet and the storing the address. Okay, the C will be the explain if why only active PC appear on the table. So it is just so because PC device that lack any form of communication, or the one that is not active will be not recorded in the table lah. So basically which is the one which is active only will be shown in the table. Okay, for the step 6, we're gonna observe the floating behavior. So first we're gonna clear the MAC address table. Okay, so for clear, we need to put an enable. Then we're gonna clear the MAC address. Then we show, okay, we see we are already successful clear, shown in the screenshot. Okay, second, we're gonna stimulate a unknown unicast. Okay, Okay, to do that, we need to ping PC3 to PC0. Okay, once we enter the command, okay, we are already successful pin the PC3 to PC0. Okay, next we're gonna enter to the stimulation mode. Okay, to enter the stimulation mode, okay, normal when the after we connect this, okay, it will be in real time. So once in real time, what we should do, we should click the stimulation on the right hand side bottom beside the real time. Okay, once we click that, okay, we can see the stimulation panel on our right hand side. Okay, okay, to observe the frame forwarding, okay, we go for the desktop and we ask for the pin. We're gonna enter the command which ping 192.168.10.04, and we're gonna observe that, okay, there is any data transfer or not. So in the frame or what. So as we can see, okay, before we observe that, we can see the envelope in pink and at here is green. Okay, so we're gonna explain. Okay, identify which port already received the frame. Okay, so the data will be addressed to the all port available with an assumption of send port as the switch belief that only the receive will be obtained, but it is not necessary that the sender needs its own message. So PC3 will be sent in case of an example of to FA04 will send and will be sent to FA throughout FA1 throughout the FA02 and 03. Okay, then we explain unknown unicast flooding. Okay, this occur in case where the switch does not realize the destination of MAC address of which port is in and in which port. So therefore, to eliminate this issue, the switch will be frame all the data to all other ports as observed to the sender. See, show how PC3 MAC is learned after reply. Okay, therefore, when the message is arrived and the switch will be identify the MAC address, then the switch will be know that this device is part of FA04. And we can see the verify update of the MAC table. Okay, after we already clear earlier, right? Okay, when we show, then this is the one. Okay, for the step 7, okay, we going the okay. Okay, we're gonna answer the few. Okay, what happened when PC1 is unplugged and connected to a different port? Okay, it is a certain that a switch will be detect the presence of PC1 MAC address on a new port once it transmit the data packet, and subsequently the old MAC address will be automatically removed to prevent any inconvenience in the connection. Second question will be, how does a store and forward switch approve the network reliability? Okay, whenever any data is received in any switch, it will be hold on the rest of the packet to determine whether the frame that it's received has any error or not before sending across the network to the receiver, hence limiting the corruption of message such as incomplete and damaged message that can be forwarded. Third one will be compare the collision and the broadcast domain in the topology. So basically, each port is separated perfectly similar to the case of two PCs in communication with each other separated in a such way that collision will not arrive due to the usage of the separate ports by both port in question, and therefore there will be a no traffic problem. Broadcast domain use the same switch, although all of them will have a separate port. However, however also it will be said, even though it have a separate part, but it will be share the same switch. So that's all for my report and everything. Thank you.